Hello and welcome to the Twin Ovals in Kingston for round one Tasmanian State League action. The reigning premiers Kingborough Tigers taking on the North Hobart Demons to kick off the season in Kingborough this afternoon. Conditions absolutely resplendent. Looking forward to bringing this one to you. Chris Rowbottom with you in commentary, and alongside me on special comments this afternoon, a big welcome to you, Mitch McPherson.
Rowie, great to be here. Great to be back, sitting down ready to watch some footy on Good Friday. We were just talking off air that it's lovely to have footy on Good Friday. There's not a great deal going on around the place, so it's nice to be here ready to go for a blockbuster. We're
a little bit flat after the Jack Jumpers result last night, but footy's back and it sort of uplifts all our spirits, doesn't it, when you smell the grass and you smell the smell of the liniment lingers through the air as well. And looking forward to getting into some State League action too. Final year of the competition, of course. It all starts today, and it's going to be a fascinating season. Kicking off with the reigning premiers against a team that would love to finish off their State League tenure with a little bit of success.
Absolutely, and they'd love to obviously start the year pretty well as well, and a great opportunity, reigning premiers on their home deck. No better opportunity to kick off your year with some really big positives than doing that. Good Friday, there's a good crowd around. Lots of people interested, as you said, the last year of the TSL, so much interest on this season, so it's exciting. We're not too far away.
Not too far away at all. Kingborough Tigers looking imposing. Not too many changes from that team that took out the 2023 premiership. Elijah Reardon and Will Campbell won't be going around this season. A couple of key cogs. Elijah Reardon off to Queensland to play for Southport, and Will Campbell having a spell this season. But they get a couple of new faces in. Colin Skeen, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's able to produce. He's a young guy over from the Waffle, out of the Dampier Sharks, and Mitchell Brewer is a new face as well. Riley Ashland also returns to the fold after a year off. Just to bolster that Kingborough Tigers midfield. North Hobart have a couple of ins as well. Callum Kilpatrick is a big coup. He returns to the club, 2021 BNF winner. Mitch, nice to have one of the old sons back.
It's a pretty good record, isn't it? I mean, the BNF, it's only a couple of years old, so for him to return, that's a massive in for them.
Certainly is. So just about all set to go for round one State League action. Big Jack Tompkinson for Kingborough to start in the ruck this afternoon. He is an imposing force down forward. We'll see him and Tyler Carter switch throughout the afternoon. And away they go. No clear hit out. And immediately it's Ryan Watson in there, another one of these new recruits for North Hobart, immediately tackled. Looking forward to seeing how he goes as well. Young player down from Bendigo Pioneers. This time it is won decisively. Strong tackle laid. Kingborough with first possession. They'll go inside 50 here, underneath it. Oh, good effort from Tyler McGuinness. He's tough and no different on that occasion. Leaf Hebber now, a little outside of the boot. Ball progresses things by 25 metres through hands here, North Hobart. Here is Kilpatrick. Strong tackle wrapped up by Baker. We'll have a stoppage at right half forward for the Tigers. Rucks go at it. There is Tompkinson winning it down. Norton on hands and knees, shoveled it out. They work it out here by hand, North Hobart. Scrambly little ball forward in the Downham direction. Did well to bring it under his control. Looking for a teammate in Barwick. He overran it. Kingborough possession now through Clifford. Kick to half forward is a good one. College takes the mark. Stepped out of bounds there, did College. I'm not sure about that. Umpire allowed it to play on. Hands to it was Gardner. Couldn't reel it in, and it goes through for a minor score, the first of the afternoon, and North Hobart bring it in. Watson takes the mark. He's been involved early, which is good to see. His kick's a good one to Bingham. Gets things moving immediately. A little misguided. Coming in was Godomski. It's good on the half volley and is immediately wrapped up. Umpire says, I'll have it.
Kieran Lovell with one in the ribs there as well on half forward. Trainers were with him, so we'll keep a watch on that, Rowie.
Looking forward to watching him in action, of course, as Norton out of the congestion kicks it forward, but only as far as Clifford. That left half back for Kingborough. Cuts in board. That's a beautiful kick. finds James Webb, two-time premiership player for Glenorchy and Kingborough last year, of course. His kick to half forward's a good one as well. Out on the lead is College, wheels and goes on the right foot, finds a target inside 50, and that's beautiful ball movement. Zeitzen gets on the end of it, and he'll have a shot on goal. So Kingborough with their first real look at it through Zeitzen. Had a really good year last year, was part of that premiership. He'll look to open his account. This will be a tough shot on goal, tight angle, and kick from just inside 50 when he lets fly. Zeitzen crosses the paint, sets it on its way across the face, off hands and through for a minor score. So Kingborough, 2 behinds. Lead North Hobart yet to score. 3 minutes gone in this first term. Kingborough doing all the attacking so far this afternoon. Out of defence one way then the other. Things open up for the Demons through the hands of Norton. Coming through was Cohen Stevenson, who was taken without the footy. Oh, no, he wasn't. That'll be a Kingborough free kick, pardon me. Mitchell Brewer, another one of these new recruits for the Tigers, again in that direction. Unable to take the mark on this occasion, though, was College. We'll have a boundary throw in. 45 metres around from the Kingborough goal.
They're looking for him, College. He's a big boy down there. The ball's heading in his direction. If he gets those hands on, could be a big day for him.
He's looked pretty good so far too. Knocked down by Meadows of the North Hobart Footy Club, only as far as Lovell. Bottom of the pack where he lives. Rucks go at it. Leafheber gain possession. He was stripped. Might have been held without it. There's a whistle. Leafheber will get the free kick on this occasion. Good young player, Leafheber. Been in the system for a while now at North Hobart. Having a run through the midfield today. Good transition footy here, North Hobart. Beautiful pass, in fact, into the middle of the ground. Chance to go forward here, the Demons. Good kick into the path of Stevenson. Wheels and goes. Wants his left. Wonderful smother coming across from the Tigers defender. Loose ball now at half back. Clean pick up. Nice ball. Inside 50 they'll go here through Gardner. Long and deep entry. In that direction once again. Tyler Carter couldn't get on the end of it. They contested at ground level. Shoots out to Eddie Cole. Snap around the body is good. Kingborough have their first, and it's via the boot of Eddie Cole. And they are peppering early in this one, Mitch McPherson.
They sure are. It's a solid start. Peppering finally get the goal away. 1-2 to no score from North Hobart. They will be pretty pleased, North Hobart. Stevenson, the big centre-half forward out there for a nice mark, of course, smothered, but some confidence there for the young man. Charging out, getting his hands on the ball nice and early, but yes, it's all Kingborough at the moment.
And all of their prime movers getting involved. Lovell on the bottom of a couple of packs, and saw Tyler Carter crush a pack, and a big ruckman as well, Gardner down forward. Eddie Cole, one of those prime movers, getting on the scoreboard. Kingborough with their first of the season. Back in the middle we go. Tompkinson wins it down, straight into the path of Clifford, the skipper. As Leafheber goes after him, a little bit of spice to kick us off here. Leafheber is absolutely dumped. That'll be a free kick.
Don't give it away.
It was unnecessary from Tompkinson, but maybe one just to set the tone early in the piece. Kick had to be centimetre perfect, and was. Inside 50 go the Demons, and they spot up a target. And on the end of it, he's right.
I was about to mention it was important. Norton got himself into the game. I think that one might have come off the toe, but he's in the game, and a nice little inside 50 there. And first real shot on goal here for North Hobart.
So this is their first genuine look at things. Sam Wright, he'll kick from about 40 metres. Sends it on its way. It's pretty good off the boot. It is good off the boot. Sam Wright, he opens North Hobart's account, and they get the instant reply via the free kick in the middle of the ground.
Well, it all started with Leafheber, didn't it? Solid tackle, and then a bit of remonstration from Kingborough. They didn't like the toughness from Leafheber, which you need. Gave away a silly free kick there. You can't do that these days. Completely dragging a man nowhere near the ball by his jumper onto the deck. So let's set up the passage of play, which North Hobart now are on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Tompkinson will want that one back. That one is squarely on the big fella's head. Just got a little hot under the collar, did the big guy. And North Hobart have made him pay. So Kingborough by 2. 1-2-8 plays one straight 6. 7:20 into this first term. Good contest early at the Twin Ovals, the reigning premiers. Beautiful bit of ruck work. Here's Norton again, just toe poked one forward for the Demons, but it'll end up in Kingborough hands. Ashland kicks to half forward, juggled attempt on the mark. It's eventually reeled in by McCrimmon, who's bounced around the country the last couple of years. Was at Noosa most recently, and now at North Hobart, down in Tassie. How the changing climate's treating him. It's warm in Noosa.
It is warm in Noosa, but got himself a good day here for his first game. Would have been praying for some decent weather, McCrimmon, and he's got it.
It's wonderful conditions, beautiful surface as Brewer wins himself a free kick for Kingborough at right half back. Drives the Tigers forward. Here's Sandrick in the action. Couldn't gather a clean possession. Kieran Lovell could. The handball was a little hot for Brewer. Went back in after it. Scrapes it towards the boundary line. That might have been in the back. Umpire said play on. Eventually ripped out of there, and the whistle finally came.
You've got to love Kieran Lovell's composure, don't you? Just a quick possession there, but just waits.
He's just got it, doesn't he, Kieran Lovell? He looks a little class above than most of the other players out there as Baker applies a strong tackle, and he's going to be one of the big names of the competition this season, Nick Baker. A terrific year last year, and is widely tipped by his fellow players across the league. I saw during the week to feature prominently in the league best and fairest count at the end of the year. And I think they're on the money. So North Hobart win a free kick and get things moving immediately by hand. He's big McCulloch, got hands to it, couldn't reel it in. Norton at the base, holds it in, and he's wrapped up in a strong Zeitzen tackle. He'll win a free kick for his efforts. Elects to go inboard via the short 20-metre pass, just the required. Not too badly set up here, North Hobart, but the kick's a stinker into the arms of Griggs. He's got the outlet pass. Finds a teammate at left half back. They're looking to go into the middle at all costs here, Kingborough. The kick was a little bit hot for Webb. Coming through. North Hobart with another chance. Off the hands of McCulloch, but he butted up well with a strong tackle. And they'll earn a forward 50 stoppage. That was good from McCulloch. Didn't take the mark, but applied the pressure.
Did not, and love bursting through the middle there, Webb. Nice and strong over the ball.
Baker couldn't quite take it cleanly. Here's Brewer scooping it up to a teammate in Brereton. His kick missed the mark. Mopping up now, though. Demons defenders. They work it through hands. Meadows got it to a teammate. McCulloch direction again. Baker gets in front. There's a free kick. This will be against the Demons. Here's Donnelly, the vice-captain. Again into the middle of the ground. Baker gets it and goes. Got a man out wide. That's exactly where he heads. Will Clifford has a player on the lead. Couldn't quite get it to Tyler Carter. In come the reinforcements. Here's Volta. Arches the back. Takes a bounce. Shows a little bit of pep. Little kick to Leafheber. Made him work for it. Gathered the footy. Got the hands up eventually. Wright was stripped of it. Came to Baker. Kicked towards half forward. Strong contest. Free kick paid. Lovell picks it up and gets on his bike. He'll have a ping on goal here. The champ Lovell. It might even bounce through, and it has. Kieran Lovell, the Bulldog medalist, with a classy finish to kick Kingborough's second.
Ebbed and flowed there. There were turnovers back and forth. You thought North Hobart were away, Kingborough back, North Hobart again, and then they finally found a way to crack that defence of North Hobart, which has been pretty steady so far. Drawing Meadows there, the big fella at half back, getting hand to ball quite a bit, but yeah, you can't help the class there. Backed himself in, slide angle, 35 out. Leave it to me, boys.
He just doesn't need much time and space, does he, does Kieran Lovell? As soon as that free kick was called, the play on advantage came, and took him about 3 seconds to drill that from the tight angle, and that's something that not every player can do, Mitch. So Kingborough have their second. Can go out to an 8-point advantage here at the Twin Ovals. Back in the middle we go. Off the ruck tap. Ball bounces towards half-back in the Kingborough direction. Gathered by Brereton. They work it through hands. They've turned it over here, though, the Tigers. Reinforcements arrive for North Hobart. Leafheber out of mid-air. Kicks it into the pocket. Gains some territory. Getting back, though. Gathering the footy, but running out of tarmac was Bastic. Oh, free
Deliberate.
Kick. Free kick here. Well, I'm not sure what that was for.
I think it was the deliberate in the end, the no real attempt to keep it in.
But I think it was off the boot of Leafheber.
Oh, maybe, yes.
So Downham will take the free kick. Kicks to the top of the goal square, looking for a fly and a mark. Kingborough defence, though, will mop it up. Donnelly through hands to Brereton. They work it on the outer side. Here's Ashland under the pump. Lost the footy, then went back and got it. Back to Brewer with a no-look handball. Was slick. Exits defensive 50. Only as far as the North Hobart wall, though. They can't quite get it to work, though, the Demons. And here is the young man, Skeen. Takes a bounce, puts on the afterburners, runs in 550. The finish wasn't the desired results, but just a little taste of what this young man might be capable of. Colin Skeen out of WA.
Composure from Ashland down there in the last line of defence for Kingborough. Here, there and everywhere, got it out and allowed his players to be free.
Here's Norton in the pocket. Spots up a target. Oh, that was not ideal. So a boundary throw in after Young dropped the easy chest mark.
It don't come much easier than that, Rowie. There was a doozy there.
Yeah, they won't be happy with that, the Demons, because now Kingborough have a stoppage inside 50. Tompkinson does the ruck work, only as far as Sandrick of North Hobart. Baker gets a boot to it, shoots off the side of his shoe, and it bounces over the boundary line. 2-3-15 the Tigers. North Hobart 1 straight 6. 14 and a half deep into this first term. Round 1, State League action. The Tigers hoping to kick off their premiership defence. Final year of the State League. Oh, that was beautiful ruck work straight down the throat of the player in Clifford. Was stripped of the footy. Kick into the middle of the ground. Contest, North Hobart with the numbers. They work it by hands. Here's Leafheber, being productive early. Scrambles a ball inside 50. Good one-on-one contest. Bastic gathered the crumb. Handball over the top to a teammate. It was Donnelly running out of room, and a boundary throw in. North Hobart, when they get it and go, they look okay, don't they, off half-back?
I think that's the way to get it in there. They've tried being really short, sharp, direct, and a bit slow getting it in there, but I don't mind the scramble attempt. I feel it puts the Kingborough defence under pressure, which is the only time we've seen them under pressure today so far.
Boundary throw in inside the North Hobart forward 50. Ruck work was good into the path of a running player, but it was claimed it might have been half a shout of in the back. In fact, there is a free kick that's going to be pulled out here, and North Hobart will have a shot on goal.
I love Leafheber. Any time there's a remonstration, Rowie. Number 7, Leafheber is involved. He loves the physical side.
He's got the shock of blonde hair.
He does. He kicked this.
So North Hobart to bring the margin back to within 3. Fortunately unable to do so. Just a minor score. So from the restart, Tigers clear defensive 50 to a contest. Players go in after it. It'll be all locked up as Zeitzen applies the tackle. Tyler McGuinness involved there. Of course, that heavy concussion in the state game last year while playing for Tassie. Sort of ruined the back end of his season for North Hobart last season, but he's a good player. Lovell, speaking of guns, shovels out a handball somehow. This will unlock the Kingborough defence as they try to get it going. Clifford got it into the path of Golding, but his kick was no good, and they turn it over. So North Hobart ball. They've just turned the tide here a little bit, the Demons, after Kingborough had the run of things in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but enjoying a little patch here. Kick to right half forward. Leifheber and McCulloch outgunned, but off hands. Well picked up by the Demons. Shot on goal now from the tight angle. It looked okay off the boot, but another minor score. So getting some looks here, North Hobart. Just unable to convert at this stage. Here's Baker for the Tigers. A clear defensive 50 through the middle of the ground. Kick is a good one to Cole, the opening goal kicker. Sweeps a handball wide to James Webb. Left foot ball inside 50. That is good ball movement. Zeitzen on the end of it. That's not. Scrubby ball along the ground. It might work though. Oh, fortuitous stuff. And in the end it was College who missed a soda. Banged it straight into the post. Probably got what it deserved after the Ford 50 entry. The footy gods applied a little bit of justice. North Hobart get away with one. Kick from Norton. Another frustrating result there for him as he was looking for the chest of Wilmot on this occasion.
Geez, they move it quick, Kingborough. They get it into the middle of the ground and they look ominous. Happy to flick it round. Yeah, a bit of a shank there, hitting the woodwork.
2-4-16, plays 1-2-8. Tigers by 8 points. 18 minutes deep into the first. From the boundary throw-in. Hands and knees, Tompkinson just burrows his way through. Here's Webb, runs out of room. Norton applies the pressure. Another boundary throw-in. Yeah, they're loving going through the middle of the ground. Kingborough, they're not wasting any time, and North Hobart will, you would think, look to plug that hole at some stage. Over the head of the boundary umpire. Over the back was Meadows. Leifheber in the action once more. Kilpatrick went through, couldn't win a possession. On hands and knees now. Scrapping a ball forward, but only as far as Clifford, who marks it right half back for the Tigers. Gets things moving. Kick will straddle the boundary. In fact, it'll be out on the full, I think it is. So another chance here for the Demons.
Not always going through the middle there, Rowie. A couple of men on there. He elected to go wide, and unfortunately the kick was no good. But they had him on in there. It's part of their game plan. Oh.
Just sort of breeze blowing across the ground is sort of keeping things trapped on this near side. But another boundary throw in. So 2-4-16, plays 1-2-8. 19.5 gone first term. Got a little bit of history, these two teams, the Tigers and the Demons, with some player exchanges over the journey. Here you go, the Demons, another Ford 50 entry. Who can get on the end of it? McCulloch was out of position. Baker set himself and took the easy defensive mark. Short ball is good. Brewer goes wide. He's Skeen at left half back. Into the middle of the ground. Kick misguided though and chopped off. So a chance here again for North Hobart. Over the head of McCulloch. Flying through from the side was Bastick, unable to take the mark. There's a rover at the base of the pack. Running on towards goal. Unable to get the finish required was Cleaver. Oh, they might have botched this here from the kick in. The Tigers, they'll get away with it through Baker. Middle of the ground once more. Kick a good one. And now they're released through the middle via Webb. Left foot balled inside 50. Carter just worked his man underneath it. Lost his footing as Zeitzen goes after the footy. McGuinness might have given away the free kick. I think he has. And this will be a Tigers free. And it'll go to James Zeitzen.
There's James Webb there off half-back. How slick was that? Running by a million miles an hour, handball. Just put the ball out in front of his teammate, but it's resulted in another shot. And North Hobart will rue these couple of opportunities. Culloch missing a couple. They'll rue them on the scoreboard at quarter time, which is closing in.
And I reckon Nick Baker's been on the start of 3 or 4 of these chains now. Starting to cause problems for North Hobart. James Zeitzen. Kick from just inside 50. Let's fly. It's way across the face as that breeze just carries the footy.
Is strong, that breeze.
All the way deep into the pocket and out of bounds on the full. So the Demons come straight up the line. Sandrick was just couldn't get hands to it. He might get a free kick for a block. In fact, I think he will. had his run impeded. Sandrick been at North Hobart for a few seasons now. The Ollie Wines look-alike.
Good start from him.
Yeah, been involved. This will work out for the North Hobart as they just try and scrap it forward, unable to do so in the end. Bastic receives a handball, kicks around the body. Demons defence best positioned by Meadows. There's a whistle here though. This will be a downfield free kick to North Hobart, so Cleaver with a chance in front of the interchange benches. Cuts inside, it's the Demons inside 50. Can't quite penetrate as deep as he'd like. Still they work hard as Norton applies a tackle at half forward. They lock it down. Ashland emerges back into the fold at Kingborough after a year off. That was too easy from Big Tompkinson. Gets his man out of the way, and now Clifford is allowed some room to operate. Turns onto his right boot. I think there was some holding going on there. The umpire agrees. McGuinness will get a free kick. Good, tough player. He's the man they call Oysters. Kilpatrick takes the chest mark, wheels onto his left.
Some thinking going into that one.
Yeah, it's very creative stuff. But good to see him back. 2021 Best and Fairest winner. Good footballer. Another stoppage. So with this breeze sort of pressing across the ground, we're probably going to see a little bit of this afternoon. Tigers by 7 points. Another free kick. This will be over the shoulder against Tompkinson. He's agricultural, isn't he? He's a really good player, but sometimes a little clumsy. Inside 50, they go the D's, and speaking of clumsy, that's no good. And Nick Baker gets in the hole once again.
They are not looking after their forwards, North Hobart. Really any kicks to advantage at the moment.
Now they're away via Brewer to that left half forward position once more. Oh, beautifully gathered off the miss. Flying shot on goal just across the face. Didn't quite adjust for the breeze once more. So another minor score for Kingborough. 2-5 now, the Tigers. It's just knocked away out of the path of Young. Eight points the difference deep into the first term.
Boundary umpires earning their coin early in the day here, Rowie, with that stiff breeze going across the ground. They're going to be busy today.
Maybe not the ones on the other side.
No. Cooling down over there.
Having a nice rest. In the congestion, Clifford got rid of Norton. Copped a high tackle in the process. He'll have a chance to send Kingborough inside 50. Tries to stab a pass and does. Kept it about 6 inches off the deck and put it firmly onto the chest of Lockie Griggs.
Well, I was about to say, entering forward 50 with this breeze, it's important to keep the ball low, and that is a serious worm burner. That was, as you say, Rowie, 6 inches off the deck, fingers underneath. It was almost like slips catch. And another shot on goal.
Lockie Griggs on the runway. Funny old run up from Griggs. Need two. He fails to adjust for the breeze. Another minor score for Kingborough.
Jeremy Cameron about that big looping left.
Yeah, he's sort of
left leg there,
waving the footy all over the place. Margin out to 9. Out of fullback come the D's. Here's Tompkinson standing.
Big boy.
Tall and strong. He is a big boy, isn't he? Kick is misguided though. Chance for a turnover if they can regain possession here, the Demons. But here's Baker getting in the way. Rides a tackle, finds a teammate. Brewer now. Little scrubby left foot ball. They might come up with the footy here, the Demons. In fact, they do. Chance to go inside 50. Fly from behind from Stevenson to no avail. Tigers attempt to clear the defensive 50. It bounces out of bounds. Out of the path of Donnelly.
Again, just had a bit more time there. I reckon that'll be the message from Bester at quarter time. Lower the eyes, talk to each other around the ball coming out of that D50. They've been on a few times. Plenty of space down there for North Hobart, but not converting.
In it comes. Tompkinson and McCulloch go at it into the path of Lovell with a beautiful little spin. Got the handball out to Brereton, but it's chopped off. Demons come inside once again. McCulloch through his hands. Bastic leads the chase, gathers the footy, ducks the head. Leaf Hebber's there to break things up. involved in a little bit of push and shove once more. Can they strike a blow here in the shadows of quarter time, the Demons? Here comes Tompkinson, gets to the front, eludes both ruckmen. Oh, chance here now for Kilpatrick. Sets sail for home, and Oysters puts it through. And they do strike a blow in the shadows of quarter time, the Demons. They reel it back to a 3-point margin, and it comes via the boot of the returning Kilpatrick.
Well, the man with the most obvious nickname going around, Rowie, just found himself beautifully running forward. Ball all of a sudden pops up right into his mitts, and a good finish. Bit of pressure there from behind. That little late push in the back, which can put your kick off, but had enough composure. And as you say, 3 points on the verge of quarter time is a good result for North Hobart.
Yeah, it is. Kingborough, 2 goals, 6, so haven't taken their chances. They've battled with that breeze at the top end of the ground. North Hobart, they've had far less entries and chances, but been able to capitalise and find themselves just 3 points down, 28 minutes deep into the first. Wonder if there's time for another one out of the middle. Up it goes. Tompkins and Meadows go at it. Here's Leafheber. Shrugged a Lovell tackle, but was dispossessed. Ended up with Webb. Beautiful handball to the outside to Ashland. Here's Skeen for the Tigers. Didn't take the mark, but was able to butter up. McLeod gives chase. Skeen brings it under his spell. Handballs forward to Ashland. Didn't quite make the connection. Skeen came again. On hands and knees for North Hobart was McCrimmon. It'll be all locked up. In fact, it'll be a free kick. And will go the Tigers' way. So McCrimmon adjudged to be holding the ball, and the free kick will go to Ashland. Let's see if he can navigate this wind. So back into the fold this season, Riley Ashland, after a year off from the Tigers, makes his approach from 45, sends it on its way, and that breeze is doing heaps. In fact, it stayed in, I think, before eventually making its way over the boundary line. That is quarter time, where Kingborough will take a 3-point advantage into the first break, 2-6-18 to 2-3-15. Goal kickers for the Tigers. Eddie Cole kicked things off with the first goal of the season. Kieran Lovell, the Baldock medalist, got in on the action too. Singles to Callum Kilpatrick and Sam Wright for North Hobart. So just 2 goals apiece in that opening term. Mitch, how'd you see it?
Yeah, well, I mentioned it earlier. I think North Hobart have had plenty of opportunity, but it's just that transition kick from probably centre of the ground into their forwards. They've had a lot more space than probably what they feel, but I reckon the Tigers' pressure out there on the field is far more intense than what we're feeling here up in the box row. We know that they're the reigning premiers. North Hobart are simply aware of that and probably feel that Kingborough are right on their tail. So allowing themselves to know that they've got a bit more time for their forwards. But yeah, a couple of opportunities went begging. McCulloch missed a couple within a minute. He'd be ruining those. But they've got a good presence in all lines, I think, North Hobart. So they've put it up to them early, and we've got ourselves a pretty good game. Yeah,
I've liked North Hobart sort of coming off half back. They want to get it through hands and move it really quickly, and then get favourable matchups inside 50. It's just been that last kick, hasn't it, from half forward inside 50. McCulloch's been well held so far, but I'm really interested to see how they go going to the other end of the ground, especially given this breeze in the second term. Kingborough, I think, have been pretty impressive, and when they've been on, gee, they've looked on, and I've liked the game so far of Nick Baker and James Webb. Really good users. Kieran Lovell's been doing some good things at the coalface, and that ruck battle as well. Tompkinson, who we haven't seen down forward too much yet so far, and Charlie Meadows has been one to watch as well. Angus Norton's had a bit of the footy, and I've liked the work of Thomas Leafheber as well. He was involved early, won himself a free kick, set up that first North Hobart goal. He's a skinny type, Leafheber, but looks like he's got a bit of go about him through the middle of the ground.
He'd be a lifter, I reckon. I reckon his players around him would see him, and they see him having a crack and jump on my back and come with me. But you're right, the class of Kingborough all across the field at every line is evident, but as we've said, North Hobart, we hope that they don't fade away. But you're right, this breeze is wreaking havoc out there, so it'll be interesting to see how North Hobart go transitioning up the other way with that breeze vastly coming across the field.
Kingborough 2-6-18 lead North Hobart 2-3-15 after 1. We might take a short break and return in just a few moments' time. Just about all set to get back underway for the second term here at Kingborough, where the Tigers hold a 3-point advantage over North Hobart, entertaining first quarter with a strong breeze pressing from the left of your screen over to the right. young Demon side looking to take things on and play with confidence through the middle of the ground, and the Tigers happy to do a little bit of the same. So back in the middle we go. Meadows and Tompkinson stare each other down. Umpire sets himself, slams it into the turf, right into the advantage of Meadows, who gets it into the path of Angus Norton. Picked up down there by Cole. Handball over to Ashland, back to Cole, arches the back, goes back to Ashland. He eludes a tackler, has a runner off half back, eventually got it to him. It was Brereton. Ashland involved again. This will be a third disposal for Ashland. Got it back to Brereton. They have to backtrack here, do the Tigers. Baker was dispossessed. In after it goes Kilpatrick, the goal kicker. Strong tackle laid by Brereton. He was involved for a third time in that passage. We'll have a stoppage.
They're strong over the ball, Kingborough, aren't they? Bastic running in there a million miles an hour.
Meadows won it down. Kick off the boot of Kilpatrick, only as far as Webb. Breaks a tackle, now kicks into the middle of the ground. That's almost a beauty. Couldn't quite come under the spell of Clifford, but eventually it did. Got the handball off to a running player. One-on-one inside 50. Good bit of work from Monks. Kick now to the top of the goal square. Over the back, College, unable to get his hands to it. Monks again got the underground handball. North Hobart defenders having to work things out, and they do eventually. Norton on the end of it takes the mark. Was shoved off the footy as he wrapped his hands around it, but did well enough to pull it in. Kick into the middle of the ground, not without danger. Leaf Heber was too hot for him. Eddie Cole spins. He'll have a shot on goal here. Will Eddie Cole, the former Demon? That'll be his second of the afternoon. Spun out of trouble and nailed it, did Eddie Cole. And Kingborough get on the board to start this second term.
Was a couple of good efforts from Monks down there in the last line of defence, pressure all over him. And of course, we know how important it is to go inboard, Rowie, but Norton there just overcooked it a little bit over the head of his teammate, and the rest is history. Kingborough pounce on those opportunities. We know how skillful they are around goal.
3-6-24, the Tigers play North Hobart 2-3-15, out to a 9-point advantage. Led by 3 at quarter time. Eddie Cole has 2 for the afternoon. And we go back to the middle. Tompkinson down into the path of Clifford, and now they're away again via Webb in the flashy fluoro boots. Inside 50 he goes, looking for College. Kept his feet. Kept in magnificently. Might have hit the behind post, the little chipping ball from Zeitzen. I think it did, so pretty good result there for Kingborough. They earn a stoppage because North Hobart had 1 possession deep in defence. So another chance here for the Tigers. And it comes. A little bit of danger here for the North Hobart defence. It's go and find it. Did Barrow, eventually did. And now there's a free kick to Webb. Threw the head back a little bit. Maybe a little bit of sauce on that from Webb, but it was probably there as well. Tyler McGuinness, the offender. James Webb, who's been really good so far this afternoon. He'll have a shot on goal. We've got a pretty good look at it here, Mitch. It has to be set.
It's going to land on our chest here if it goes through the middle, Rowie. Tell you what, some serious mayo on that, but they had their opportunities to get it out of there, North Hobart.
Webb leans back on the kick, splits the medal. That's 2 in a minute for Kingborough. They're off to a flyer in their second term. James Webb kicks his first, and they extend the margin to 15, the Tigers.
Well, they've got to plug that midfield North Hobart. Kingborough looking ominous at every ball up so far this quarter. Their slickness around the ball, their quick by hand, and putting it out in some good spots for their forwards, but the relentless pressure is causing North Hobart to fumble. We saw there he had it for about 4.5 minutes before he could pick it up and give a handball off.
Yeah, young Zach Barrow, who's probably just expecting contact and
expecting
a tackle, and it never came, and he was in 2 minds and eventually just panicked a little bit deep in defence, and unfortunately for North Hobart, the free kick came, and James Webb, one of the best kicks in the comp, drilled the goal. So they kicked the first 2 of the second term to extend the margin to 15. Go back into the middle once more. Meadows and Tompkinson again. Meadows won it down into the path of Leafheber. Couldn't quite control it. Clifford could. Spun and kicked at the same time. Inside 50. Monks was worked underneath it. One way then the other. Handball to green grass. Coming through was Tyler McGuinness. Gathered the footy. His kick will be chopped off. No, it won't. Barwick left it behind. Leafheber scooped it up to Norton. He released the runner now in Watson. Through the middle they go. Kick is broken up though by Griggs. Takes the mark in defence for the Tigers. He gets on his bike and pumps things forward inside 50. One-on-one contest here. Good strength, McCrimmon. He takes the mark on his chest and kicks beyond defensive 50 where he finds a target in Barwick. Little short one inboard to Norton, who's good enough to gather it off the bootlaces. Kicks to a contest, and that's ill-advised because getting in the way is Clifford of the Tigers. Back across the ground, that's a nice ball to his namesake. Off half-back they come now, Kingborough. Kick out in front of Gardner, had to wait for it. Bobbled up into his hands. Now Webb, the goal kicker, spins back onto his left boot. Lovell got front spot, couldn't quite reel it in. Ripped off the ball. This would be a North Hobart free kick for holding the ball. They'll play on via the advantage. Monks out into front of Norton, who's met by Baker.
Couple of big moments from McCrimmon there. The boy from Noosa up in the warmth there, playing on arguably one of the best forwards in the game. Couple of solid efforts there. His coach would be really pleased with that.
Yeah, he out-muscled Kieran Lovell. Took that defensive mark. It was good to see. Kilpatrick hands and knees. Demons emerge with it. Here's Norton. Yeah, that was a little agricultural. So McCrimmon, who's sort of bounced around, he's had a few different footy homes over the last couple of years.
Hasn't really got the Noosa tan at the moment, Rowie. Hasn't brought that back with him at the moment.
Be a shame, wouldn't it, spending a year in Noosa and coming back without a tan? You'd
be filthy.
You'd be really filthy, I think. They work it through hands here, the Demons. McCulloch. Inside 50, they go. Volta underneath it, out positioned by Bastic, who ends up with the footy. Quick hands now, and here they go off half-back. Short ball is good to Clifford, who's working into the game. He's got a man on, but the smother was really good. Demons emerge with a footy. He's Young, knocked off the Sharon. Round the body goes Zeitzen. Kick to half forward. Into the path of McCrimmon, who got underneath it, couldn't take the mark. High one inside 50. Fist come across from Kilpatrick and eventually it goes over the line.
Last thing on the tans, Rowe, you and I probably cannot be talking about that either, so we'll just zip our mouths about the tans. I think probably the last two to talk about it.
I could spend 8 years in Noosa and come back pasty, unfortunately. Or have a really bad sort of Farmer's Arms type setup. Getting down low, it was Gardner, wrapped up by Sandrick. Umpire Lurks holding the ball. So Sandrick, one of these bulls, gee, he had a man on too, and Eddie Cole got a fingertip in. Release Lovell from 45, kicks to a really dangerous spot. Really strong was Tyler Carter. He had 2 to beat. Monks flew across, couldn't affect the contest. And the big fella in Carter stood tall, clunked the mark, and he'll pop this through for Kingborough's 3rd of the term to take the margin out to 21 points. So the Demons need to do something to stem the flow.
Just again, that composure and the probably waiting for the pressure to come from Kingborough a couple of times there, where you're just looking to now, Kingborough with 3 in the quarter so far, looking to slow it down, get back off the man on the mark. We've seen probably 2 or 3 of those straight into the man on the mark. We know the breeze is having an impact. Get back, take your time a little bit and settle this down, because Kingborough are looking very, very dangerous 9 minutes into this second term, Rowie.
5-6-36, the Tigers lead North Hobart 2-3-15, 9.5 deep into this second term. Kingborough come out all guns blazing in this second quarter after leading by just 3 at quarter time. Out of the middle, they go again. This time it's the big man in Tompkinson sending them forward, and that is an absolute bullet onto the chest of Zeitzen. And that is what he can do. There's a man free inside 50, all alone if he wants him in Brewer.
Yeah.
Brewer will surely get on the end of this. Gee, he's in a paddock. We can see it from here,
Still, Rowie.
Tyler McGuinness decides to get over there. But Zeitzen's confident. He'll kick from 45. Zeitzen sets sail. It's immediately across the face. It never looked like it. And gee, Brewer might feel a little bit stiff. He was in a paddock. The angle was a little more severe, but it was 25 metres closer to goal. They get away with one, the Demons. Tyler McGuinness marks on his chest, inside defensive 50, kicks laterally. He's Monks. So Monks will hug the boundary, direction of the breeze. Off hands now, Sandrick spun into trouble, and then he's just knocked off his kick at the crucial moment. We'll have another chance here though. Left footer is very, very scrappy. It bounces just before the boundary line, and it'll be a boundary throw in. So Kingborough 3 goals to nothing in this second term. Hobart need one. In it comes, shallow throw in. Meadows got to it off the head of Sandrick. Players go in after it. Leafheber was there. Handball up eventually. I think it was Ashland who was just knocked off his kick at the crucial moment. And another boundary throw in. It's been good, Ashland.
Has been very good, very silky. Tough. Nice handballs and kicks to advantage for his teammates, which is what they all want out there on a day like today.
It comes. Tompkinson tried to take it out of the ruck contest, just spilt the beans here. He's Ashland, scraps out a handball. Brereton, hands and knees for the Tigers. Got it to Tompkinson, who just scrapped it forward any which way he could. Ended up in the hands of Gardner, found a teammate, eluded a couple. Inside 50 go the Tigers. Oh, there was separation. Here's a Skeen at the fall. Manages to wrap it up. Zeitzen had maybe a little bit more time and space than he thought. Oh, he just was lucky not to connect on that little that little swinging fist in the direction of McCrimmon. Norton at the fall. Was clobbered at ground level. Little scrappy ball outside defensive 50. Leafheber tried the don't argue. Lost the footy though. Brereton at the fall. Got it up to Ashland. Can he release a teammate? Out into the path of Clifford. Gathered by, I think it was McCrimmon, who was swung in a tackle, and it'll be all held up. So fighting for their lives here, the Demons.
And they're up against it. Kingborough, you watch when the ball comes out. A line of Tigers across that middle of the ground, setting up that really steady wall, bringing it back in.
Tompkinson and Meadows at the fall. They get it out by hand. McCrimmon here, wrapped up by Brereton. He was taken high.
Like him, McCrimmon. Tough, in and under.
Yeah, he's
plenty
good.
of the ball this quarter.
Mature ager, so 31 years old.
Oh, no.
They've spilt the beans here. That's no good. So Downham was a little hot for him. McCrimmon wanted to get things moving, and they waste an opportunity. Yeah, the 30-plus-year-olds are rare in the TSL. Such a young competition. Ashland again, he's been involved in everything. Merging with it was Cleaver. His handball was chopped off. Ashland again dragged as he kicked it. It pinballs around inside. Norton just scraps it off the deck. Ashland once more. It's his 4th disposal in about 20 seconds. He lays a tackle on this occasion. Brereton's in there as well for Kingborough. It's turned into a bit of a scrap fest here. Some of that free-flowing footy that we saw early seems a thing of the past, unfortunately, because it was good to watch. Gardner knocks it down into the path of a teammate in Griggs. Scraps a kick forward. Norton's on the scene, but doing really well was Brewer, who gathered the footy and spun, earned himself a free kick. Tigers will go inside 50. Where are the Twin Towers? Over the back now, it's McLeod will be first on the scene, allows it to just trickle through. They bring it in. They've had some trouble here, have the Demons, and This is no exception. Skeen pounces on a loose footy, kicks goalward, and waiting underneath it is College, who takes an easy chest mark. And again, just that exit outside D50. Norton had to really work to take the mark, was unable to reel it in. Skeen and College combine. College has a shot from 5 metres out on a very tight angle, so it's no lock, but he should pop this through. Comes around, and I think he struggled to score as soon as I say that. A minor score, so another let off for North Hobart. Kingborough go to 5-8-38. Demons 2-3-15, and this is another poor exit from defensive 50 from the goal square, but they'll get away with it. Kilpatrick, who's been one of their better players this afternoon. Left foot ball around the boundary. Baskey attacked it hard. Got it on the bounce. Gained some ground for the Tigers. Skeen's got 2 to beat. Pressured his player out of it. Eventually they come up with the football via Norton, who just signals to just slow things down a little bit. Let's just get our composure back. Oh, his kick smothered. So unforced errors here from North Hobart. I think it was Griggs on that occasion. Over the boundary line it goes. So just some of the skills in the kicking hasn't quite been as sharp as they would have liked. They have had some opportunities. Norton's one of their better kickers too. And it comes. Gardner just lets his man out of the way, goes back in after it. Tackle applied, out the back. Kingborough have the numbers. Clifford now, high ball inside 50. Over the back, Tompkinson or Wades. Can't bring it under his spell. Little toe poke into the path of a player. Eventually ended up with Skeen. Kick around the body. There's another 2-on-1 in the goal square. Unable on this occasion was Tyler Carter to take the mark. They work it by hand now. Do the Demons kick out of defence by right. They've turned it over, and Nick Baker, a man that you don't want the ball in the hands of if you're a Demons fan, takes the mark right on the paint of 50, spots a target inside 50 in Ashland. It's going to come back. So Baker, he's going to go to Ashland again. And that's loose checking from North Hobart. He thought about improving the angle, but might have a shot. He has been absolutely everywhere at Riley Ashland this afternoon. In and under, on the inside and the outside, and now he's got a shot on goal.
Interesting that we know how quick Kingborough are to transition the ball, but there's 2-on-1s. We've seen that a few times, like the North Hobart defence not pushing back hard enough or being aware that there's a loose man down there. Across the face for Ashland.
And that might be the third out on the full from Kingborough as well. So plenty of looks.
I said Ashland, then I've been watching too much of the cricket in the summer. Ashland, of course. Ravi having a kick across the face there.
So Tyler McGuinness brings it in, and that was a throw. Free kick to McCulloch, who doesn't have much of an impact. The skipper for season 2024, a long way from home too, and just bobs it up, and they just haven't been able to come to terms with this breeze, have they? They haven't adjusted for it at all. Playing as if it doesn't exist, but it very much does.
I'm sure the wind's picked up a bit, but it was interesting. Kingborough attacked their forward line from the other side, and you wonder if that's part of the way that they should be having a look at it, really get that hard switch and go down the other side.
Yet to score in this quarter, North Hobart so far. Inside 50 go the Tigers. Again, going back for the flight was McCulloch. Ended up with Love. Oh, geez, a good decision maker. Spotted a man in Zeitzen. Marked uncontested. Gee, he shanked it, did Zeitzen. A real potato sack of a kick, a minor score.
Had men on too, Zeitzen then. Had a couple of options. Oh, he's...
No, I think he...
throwing himself around here.
It's the Will Magnay flop.
And I love that from McCulloch, the heading back. Got a 50 here. McCulloch heading back courageously for the one, but no need. He had a man on there. Again, that lack of torque. Maybe it's the breeze.
Barrow via the 50-metre penalty from the middle of the twin ovals in the
He's our man
of Leif Heber, who just tracks in and goes in hard. One out of handball too. Well done. Out to the outside now. Handball back into the traffic. Goes in again. He's right, got it to Leafheber once more. Handballed it
smart.
to himself. It was smart, patted it to himself. Made something happen, did Leafheber. Then a little knock on into the path of Barwick. Inside 50 they go. Did it stay in? I'm not sure it did. That was really good from Leafheber. A knock on. He won't get a stat for any of that, but he almost created a shot on goal. Here's Clifford now through the middle of the twin ovals. Tompkinson, they can go coast to coast here. The Tigers. Carter, was he dragged off the marking attempt by Monks? Umpire said no. Here's Volta coming away with the footy over the back. Unable to take the mark, was Downham, but he did pretty well to work it out to Norton. Now Sandrick. Back to Downham, rode a tackle. Volta applied the stiff arm. Couldn't elude the tackle of Eddie Cole. They turn it over the Demons in the hands of the Tigers, and now Sandrick commits the free kick.
Well, they were heading, we've been asking for it, heading down that other side, North Hobart, but I feel like they're just one more handball away.
Golden gets it moving. That's a bit of a nothing kick towards half forward. McLeod gathers the loose footy. Kilpatrick, generally a good decision maker. That kick has some risk attached to it, but, well, it was okay. Got to its intended target, but the tackle eventually came from Zeitzen. Clifford now inside 50 for the Tigers. Skeen waits underneath it. Knocked out of the contest. Couldn't take the mark. He goes back in. Shoveled up to Kilpatrick. Out of the congestion is Barrow. Straddling the boundary. That is a beautiful exit. And Sandrick gets on the end of it. Takes the mark and just to get his composure at left half back. Kilpatrick having some influence. Barrow, one way, then the other. Gets himself into some trouble now, though.
High.
And Brewer, well, he's a little stiff. He had Barrow dead to rights, but the tackle just slipped and Barrow gets a second life.
That wall here we talk about, Rowie. Kingborough setting up nicely here. North Hobart looking sideways as opposed to going forward. They're feeling a bit stuck, suffocating them a little bit here on half back.
Crimmon with ball in hand, saw something he liked. The big ruckman in Meadows couldn't quite find the target. Kingborough will come up with the footy. Tompkinson and Meadows go at it. In goes Baker, won the hard ball, then got a handball out to Brereton. He was tackled as he handballed, and that was good hard footy and a free kick, well earned by Angus Norton.
You got to admire how hard he goes, don't you?
Yeah.
Smallest man on the ground.
If you wear long sleeves and a helmet, you're genuinely pretty tough.
Yes. Yep. That's why I had neither on when I played footy, Rowie.
The kick was misguided though. Carter's all on his own inside 50. Takes an easy chest mark and they score again off the Demons' turnover. So the breeze was misjudged once more. The kick-in board missed the mark. And Carter received the spoils. Margin out to 30. 6-9-45. The Tigers, 2-3-15 the Demons. Quick as a flash. Carter kicks his second.
Well, they just can't break through that centre of the ground, can they, North Hobart? You feel they've got all that momentum. They're, as we said, looking sideways, handballs, doing all they can, but the turnovers come pretty quick, and we spoke about the class of Kingborough and how free they are and how hard their forwards run back. And as you saw there, a pretty simple goal. Haven't scored yet, North Hobart.
No, 2-3-15.
Getting away.
It's the quarter time score, and 2-3-15 remains the score. 23 minutes deep into the second term. Let's see if they can get something going out of the middle. Webb spun in and out of trouble. Couldn't find a teammate via the handball. North Hobart stripped of the footy now. Cole chases a bouncing ball, just paddled it into the path of a teammate. Really clever. Here's Norton, who's trying hard. He has done all afternoon. Won himself a free kick. That's what happens when you go in hard. You win free kicks. Goes wide with the kick, does Norton. Back in board. So Barrow's done some nice things. Had an early error, but it's been okay ever since. His kick, well, he picked out the one Tiger in between the two Demons in Skeen, and Skeen went in and laid a tackle. He
lost
broke
his boot
it up.
too.
He has too. He'll need that. He's back after it.
I like that kick out of defence there from North Hobart. Low, penetrating and fast, but just didn't hit the target again, and that's been the problem for them.
They're kicking, they are liking to go across the ground and kicking laterally a lot. As Norton gets his head taken off. That'll be his third or fourth free kick, I think, Angus Norton.
Just another boot here.
Yep. Norton plays on. This kick will be affected by the breeze as well. And there is McCulloch. That'll be his first mark of the afternoon. Kick towards a target is misguided. Going in after it was Golding. They work it out through hand here though, the Tigers. Webb spots something out the corner of his eye. He's got a runner streaming towards the wing. It's Brewer. Gathers the loose footy. Scrambly little ball inside 50 in the Lovell direction. He's well held up by McGuinness, but strong enough to get a handball out. And that was Monks coming in, and it was College getting taken high. The umpire said no. It was fair in Love and War. And
Jeez, I thought that could have been high and a shot on goal there.
Might have got away with one. Culloch does a rat work here. Oh, Lovell out of the stoppage. Kick towards goal. It's across the face. It eludes all comers and will have a boundary throw in. Lovell has just a knack, doesn't he, of knowing where to be at the foot of the ruckman.
How good do they look off half-back? They just fly away from each other, create space, quick by foot, and give each other an opportunity.
Yeah, that ball from James Webb into the path of Brewer, who had an acre of space out on the wing. He just spied him in a split second and almost created a score. It's still inside forward 50 though for the Tigers as Lovell gets out a handball to Eddie Cole at ground level. Worked out here by the Demons. They're fighting and fighting hard. Back to Lovell. Screws one to the top of the goal square. No mark taken. Inside, outside. Handball's broken up. Barwick eludes a tackle. Good enough to get the handball off to Monks. Back to Barwick. Cuts back inside. Smothered kick. Chance here for the Tigers. Right foot shot on goal. Check side. Absolutely magnificent. What a finish from Brewer. Received the handball, didn't think twice, and produced the finish of the afternoon so far.
That is a ripper. But I think for me it all started the other side. I mean, Kieran Lovell, we know the class, and we go on and on and on about it. But in the other pocket, the knack to just pick it up and know straight away where the goals were, but just top of the square. You know, that creates all the pressure for North Hobart. It's absolutely where they do not want the pill to go, but that's where it lands. Pressure, tough running that out of defence. Ends up in a wonderful finish.
6 goals now the margin. 51 plays 15. North Hobart yet to score in this second term as the Tigers, the reigning premiers, break this one well and truly open, Mitch.
Well, bring on half-time for the Demons, I reckon. They're looking up at the clock. Let's get this break underway and slow Kingborough down.
27 and a half gone in this second term, and that is just majestic out of the middle. Riley Ashland, the kick not so. Picks out McLeod. And the ball has lived inside the Demons' defence in this second term. So 36 points the margin here at the Twin Ovals. Across the ground they go. This is where they've been hemmed in. Wilmot plays on by hands. Cross to Barrow. Kick had to be good, and it was. Wright, who found himself on the goal kickers list in the opening term. Kicks to half forward for the Demons, and this siren will beat any chance they had of scoring in this second term. And they go into the main breakdown by 6 goals. It was less than ideal for the Demons, who trailed by just 3 at the first break. But the quarter well and truly belonged to the home team in that second term. Mitch McPherson.
Yeah, well, the pressure from Kingborough, as we've mentioned, peppering their goals. But when they don't, and when North Hobart do or have had that opportunity to turn it over and run it back out, we've mentioned the breeze a few times, Rowie, but they're looking sideways straight away to go that wider kick first before going down the line. And we've only seen them really take on the mid of the ground 1 or 2 times, but that really solid wall from Kingborough from the centre of the ground to half back, causing real issues for North Hobart, and they just couldn't get it through there. And that obviously no score in that second quarter for the Demons after a solid start in the first quarter.
We don't have the advanced statistics, unfortunately, but I would say that the scores from turnover would be pretty high as well for Kingborough, who have been able to pressure North Hobart into making mistakes and some unforced errors too from the Demons, resulting in some pretty easy goals for Kingborough, and some pretty difficult goals too, as we just saw from Joey Brewer to round out that second term. The goal kickers for you at halftime for the Tigers: Eddie Cole has 2, Tyler Carter has 2 singles to James Webb, Kieran Lovell and Joey Brewer, while for North Hobart just the 1 apiece to Callum Kilpatrick and Sam Wright, both of those coming in the first term. So it's the Kingborough Tigers by 36 points, their premiership defence, off to a good start at the Twin Ovals. Round 1 Tasmanian State League action. We'll take a short break from the Twin Ovals and be back with you in just a few minutes' time. Welcome back to the Twin Ovals, where Kingborough find themselves 36 points to the good against North Hobart in round 1 of the Tasmanian State League. The premiership defence off to a good start. They lead 51-15 after a rollicking second quarter. A 3-point advantage at quarter time quickly morphed into a 36-point advantage at the main break. 2 goals apiece to Tyler Carter and Eddie Cole. Singles to Joey Brewer, Kieran Lovell and James Webb. Callum Kilpatrick and Sam Wright, the sole goal kickers for North Hobart as we count down to the start of the second half. Got a couple of other scores for you from around the competition as well. Round 1 action, the Tasmanian State League over at the ground affectionately known as the Tip down in Lauderdale. It's the Bombers and the Roos, the Eastern Shore rivalry. And it's Lauderdale by a goal, 3-11-29 to Clarence 3-5-23. Scrappy affair, as it sometimes can be down there. And what about this for a half-time score at Windsor Park between North Launceston and Launceston? The Northern Bombers 12-14-86 lead Launceston 0 goals 3. 83 points the margin there, Mitch McPherson. If you'd said that a couple of years ago, it would have been laughed at.
Absolutely.
So the 2 heavyweights of the North involved in a very lopsided affair at Windsor Park. That one not too far away from getting back underway as well. In fact, we've got some goal kickers for you from Windsor Park as well. Griffiths has 5, 2 to Pitt, and singles to Stingle, Cox Goodyear, Leary, Event and Chug. So well and truly on top of things at Windsor Park, the Northern Bombers, last year's grand finalists, of course. And last year's premiers looking pretty good here at the Twin Ovals too, Mitch McPherson, as we get set for this second half.
Looking forward to see what North Hobart have got bouncing back. They were in it at quarter time and we thought we had a blockbuster on our hands, Rowie, but Kingborough, as you mentioned, kicked away, showed their class. 6-0 second quarter in terms of the goals perspective, so we'll see what happens here with North Hobart, what they change up, how they slow Kingborough down, and hopefully have a little bit more attacking themselves.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with some of the matchups in terms of maybe looking at locking down a James Webb, who I think's cut them up a little bit off half back and through the middle so far this afternoon. If they'll maybe apply a stopper to him. I'm not sure the tagger on Kieran Lovell, he's sort of one of those untaggable types because he just wins it at the cold face so well. And Nick Baker, I think, has been the other really productive one. Riley Ashland too for Kingborough is one that North Hobart would like to stop. So all set, ready to go here at the Twin Ovals, back underway. First clearance here from Leaf Hebber, got it as far as Cleaver, ridden into the ground. Contested ball inside the middle of the Twin Ovals facility. Up it goes again. Tompkinson, little palm over the pack, looking for Ashland. Webb emerged with it. Handball over the top was looking for Clifford. Norton on hands and knees. There's Kilpatrick, shoved out of it. Little scrambly one inside 50 for Kingborough. On the end of it was Zeitzen, releasing handball over the top to Clifford. Eventually gathered it, got his toe to the ball. It rolls and dribbles out of bounds. How will the umpire judge this? Be a North Hobart free kick for an insufficient intent? I think it will. McLeod takes the free kick. Goes back into defence, but Crimmon's been okay for North Hobart. His club debut. Across the ground they go by hand, and that is ill-advised as James Webb pounces on the turnover, goes with the outside of the left boot. It's across the face. That would have been something, Mitch McPherson.
Well, it would have been. We saw a beauty in the second quarter and we nearly got another one there. But it's early stages, but you hope that North Launceston don't go with the tag option and still attack. They were in it at quarter time, let themselves down in that second term, but we want to see them attack and take the game on.
Bouncing ball inside 50 off the boot of Ashland. On the end of it is Clifford. Oh, big turning circle here from Tyler Carter. He was allowed a shot on goal with a left and was unable to capitalise. So already 2 attempts early in this third term. 7-11-53, the Tigers. North Hobart haven't scored since the first term. 2-3-15.
We wheeled around like the Titanic, but no one got him though. Rowie, he had more time. than he thought.
He had lots of time. Big turning circle. Again, they just slightly two minds here. North Hobart out of defence, and they turn it over once more. Eddie Cole drops back and takes the mark, stabs a pass inside 50. Beautiful football and a beautiful pass onto the chest of Zeitzen, who's been pretty lively this afternoon. And we know he likes a shot on goal. He'll go back and have another look.
Few shots on goal for Zeitzen today, but I mean, North Hobart, this is becoming a real problem getting it out of the defence. I mean, getting it through by hand and going longer over that wall, or really penetrating it with some really lower, firmer kicks through the outside of the ground. But it's a real issue now with Kingborough setting up nicely.
So Zeitzen makes his approach. Hasn't kicked one so far this afternoon, I should say. Kick looks pretty good off the boot though, and he bobs through his first. Kingborough have the first of the third term, and they continue this punishment of North Hobart.
Well, he put a couple across the face, Zeitzen, but he's been everywhere today and got the balance right there from the wind, which may have eased up slightly in this term, which is nice for Kingborough. Not having to deal with that like the first term, but starting to think now the wind's not necessarily a factor. It's just the class of Kingborough. But North Hobart, as we said, need to stay in it, need to keep attacking, but find a way out of defence because it's going to come in there a lot. They need to build a new plan.
8-11-59, plays 2-3-15. Margin out to 44 points, a game high. It was just 3 points at quarter time, but it's been all Kingborough since then. Back in the middle we go. This is where they've really started to get on top as well. Cleaver missed the handball of Leafheber. There's a free kick though, off the ball. It'll be against Clifford.
Do you reckon as a ruckman, some balls being bounced, some thrown up, every single time is different? I feel like as a ruckman, that would be very off-putting.
It would do your head in. There's no doubt about
some
it.
Consistency there, I reckon.
Leafheber marks it half forward. Again, they opt to go laterally. Barwick stretches and takes the mark. Had a short option on in Meadows, opted against it. To half forward he goes, able to find a target. Cleaver pounces on a loose footy, scrambles one into a dangerous position. Kingborough defence gets set. Ashland lays a tackle, ended up with the footy, got it out to Bastick, threw it on the boot. Who can he find? Only as far as Leafheber, who gets back. He spies something he likes in the pocket, goes in that direction. They'll earn a free kick here, the Demons. And a precious shot on goal coming up for Josh Bingham.
And I like that from Leafheber. Got the mark, swung around and went. I think they need that mad ball getting in there. We know how well we've spoke about a Kingborough set up. Get it in there, give your forwards an opportunity. And the panic set in there for the little push in the back. And as you mentioned, Rowie, a rare but very important shot on goal here.
So Josh Bingham, a big opportunity to kick the Demons' first goal since the first term. Just nurses the kick and he just misses to the near side, and a minor score, but it is their first score, full stop, since the first quarter.
He was patted at it, didn't he?
He did. And this is just bobbled over the line by Skeen, able to take the chest mark, another boundary throw in.
Had a there about day, Skeen. He's he's been everywhere, but hasn't really been as clean as what he would like. But he's been there and he's been thereabouts.
You can just tell he's going to produce some highlights.
I think there's going to be a few.
Yep. There's a couple of flashes early. Tompkinson takes it straight out of the ruck, and what a handball it was to Clifford. He has had his jumper grabbed as he kicked it. Didn't have to affect things, but Cole gave the diving handball up to Webb, who sends the Tigers inside 50. A couple of Demons, just a bit of friendly fire back there. Monks, and it was McGuinness getting back. It was. And he's so brave, Tyler McGuinness.
We saw it in the first 30 seconds of the game, going back with the flight.
Yeah, he's a weapon, and produces a couple of those moments every week. It's a target here. Out of defence they come, the Demons, and again they turn it over. This time it's Baker.
It's where they need that short kick, I reckon, penetrate that defence of Kingborough. Again, the long ball.
That was a beautifully weighted pass to Lovell, but it was just through the fingertips, and over the boundary it goes. 8-11-59, plays 2-4-16, early stages of the third term. Tigers by 43. comes. Over the back from Gardner. Clifford dragged down as he kicked it.
Oh.
Just eluded the defender in Young. Off the deck, Goldwood. And Monks is happy to see it through. Nudging back to 44.
Do the boundary umpires swap, Rowie? Because I tell you what, they'd be the least utilised umpires over this far side that you've ever seen if they don't.
Good question. I'm not sure. I'm sure the ones over here are probably happy to stay on this side.
It's easy money.
Easy money. Webb with a beautiful handball over the top. Brereton emerges with the footy off to Tompkinson. Kick inside the middle of the ground. Gee, it was almost very good, but just over the hands of Clifford. Demons will come away with it here. Here's Sandrick on the left boot. Kick towards half forward into the path of a teammate who did well to gather it, and a little shimmy was really good too. Fires Goldwood, and that's the Demons' best play for the afternoon as Downham takes the easy chest mark and runs it in. That's as good as they've looked, and I think it was Stevenson who set it up.
That's a beautiful shimmy, but the kick from Sandrick is what you want as a forward. Full pelt leading out for your teammate to kick it to you, and just a nice little kick just out in front, bounced up beautifully, and then that shimmy, bang, he took off and then spotted up his mate in the goal square. Very easy goal, but as you said, Rowie, one of the better plays of the day from North Hobart so far.
Well, that's exactly what they've tried to do all afternoon, sort of win the turnover and then just go. They managed to string it all together on that occasion, and it looked really, really good, it has to be said, when they did. So they reel the margin back to 38. And they'll be hoping that that's the first of many. If they're any sniff to get back into this contest, they get their first since the first term. Let's see if they can make it consecutive goals. In the middle we go. Ashland fighting hard as always. Cleaver had to get rid of it. Was tackled and tackled well. Dispossessed, and it'll be a Tigers free kick for holding the ball. Clifford has been productive as well. Skeen on the move. Inside 50 go Kingborough. Demons defence stands tall. Lovell flashes through. Couldn't find a teammate. Here they go again, the Demons. Can they string something together here? Running his full measure. The kick is really nice to Stevenson. Wheels and goes. Inside 50. Well placed is the goal kicker in Downham. And not only could the Demons kick two in a minute, Connor Downham might kick his second in the same amount of time.
Again, the smarts from Stevenson out there at centre-half forward line, just wheeling around on the left. Get it in quick. Couple in a minute here, hopefully, for North Hobart. Great transition from half-back.
So Downham liked it as soon as it left the boot. Nice and easy, pops it through. He kicks his second. And North Hobart just straighten things up a little bit here. Margin back to 32. And that'd be the message, wouldn't it, from Coach Adam Bester? Win the moments, win the 5-minute patch, win the quarter, win the half, and who knows? But again, that's exactly what they've been trying to do. Speed off half-back, transition footy. And they were able to replicate it. Lightning in a bottle. Margin back to 32, manageable in this day and age of fast footy. See if we can go again. Sandrick, handball misguided. Picked off. They come back up with it. Leaf Heber. Don't know who that was to. Straight into the arms of Brewer. High ball towards half forward. Good contest. Beautiful hands by Lovell. And waiting in the pocket all alone was Tyler Carter. Thought about going, then thought better of it, then thought, no, I'm going to go because I've got Tompkinson on the goal line. Uses him. And quick as a flash, the Tigers cancel out the Downham goal. And Tompkinson gets on the scoreboard, kicks his first and restores that deficit.
Well, it's round one. All a bit rusty. Leaf Heber there had the run of the play. They got a little bit of momentum, and unfortunately just handballed. Not sure whether he didn't get enough of it or not, but it just went straight to the Kingborough player who spun round. And good to see the big boys. They'd love that upstairs. The two big boys working together. He wanted to give it off to his teammate. Yeah. Be very pleased to see that. And a quick reply from Kingborough.
Well, he sort of got it, and he went, and he stopped, and then he decided to go.
Good luck bringing him down.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think he probably realised that
On the way here.
I'm bigger than everyone on this ground and probably elude a couple of tacklers. Ashland goes in after it. He's hassled by Watson. Inside 50 go the Tigers again. Paddled out into the path of Cole. Has to go and find it. Does. Thought about going inside, then went on to the left, and here's Skeen. Takes the mark on his chest. Looks pretty keen to have a shot to me.
Yeah, the old fake look inboard. Absolutely no chance. He knows the commentators have been saying I've got to highlight him today. And I might just have, might even run around and snap it. That's how confident he looks. Oh, what's he doing here?
Colin Skeen lets fly. Just misses to the near side. It looked okay off the boot too. Out of WA, Dampier Sharks.
Casual approach there, wasn't it? Just a couple of steps and bang.
Just real flow to it as well. Easy on the eye. Out of fullback come the Demons. Over the boundary it goes. That breeze has just pushed from left to right all afternoon. It's caused a little bit of havoc. 9:13.67. The Tigers lead the Demons 4-4-28. 13 and a half gone, third term. It was a very one-sided second quarter. Kingborough, the run of the green. North Hobart have improved. Lovell gets things moving for the Tigers. Inside 50 they go. Good one-on-one contest. Paddled into the advantage of Barrow, but he is unable to keep it in. And there's a Kingborough player that just dumped after the fact. Up you get, buddy.
Come on. He had 2 cracks at it there. And he got a third. I thought he was going to throw himself down there as well.
It's almost like he wanted to sort of flop, but then just couldn't be bothered.
No,
and sort of half
his legs forgot to flop.
Clifford round the body, inside 50. Well, when things are going your way, sometimes they're just going your way. And a scrappy entry pays off. Zeitzen will have another shot on goal. So North Hobart, after kicking 2 in a row,
shanked a couple on the run, Dotson, but kicked a beautiful goal from a set shot a moment ago. Not too dissimilar from where he is now.
Makes his approach. Relatively straightforward shot. Kicks it into the man on the mark. So maybe that's a little bit of punishment from the footy gods for the fake flop.
It's amazing how many times that's happened today.
It has.
I didn't necessarily know that wind made it do it or what it is, the rust of round 1, but far out. So many into the man on the mark.
Yeah, a bit of round 1 rust and some breezy conditions as Tyler Carter just takes it straight out of the ruck. James Webb,
ground grubber.
Ball received, grubs it inside 50. And with the one hand was Cole, and this will be a free kick against North Hobart. It's just back of the play. It'll be a set shot coming up for Kingborough.
Well, this certainly hurts, doesn't it? North Hobart, a couple of quick ones in a minute. You felt they were well and truly getting a small grasp on the game, and Kingborough have just gone bang, bang now.
Brewer makes absolutely no mistake, bangs through his first, and those back-to-back North Hobart goals officially erased. So they restore the margin. 10-13-73. Kingborough lead North Hobart 4-4-28.
Good crowd in Rowie for Good Friday football. Great to have TSL back, as we mentioned at the start. Final season of it. A couple of big other games happening around the grounds. Obviously Clarence Lauderdale in a tight one down there, and a very one-sided North Lonnie up north. Wowzers.
104 points that margin out to now.
Goodness me.
Early stages of the third term.
That's unbelievable.
107-3. So clearly some big off-season changes at Launceston. And 36 apiece down at the tip. Skybus Oval between Lauderdale and Clarence. So 2 good games unfolding. Middle we go. Norton tries to shovel it up to Leif Heber. Oh, big, crunching, thunderous tackle laid. Which way will this go?
deemed dangerous, I think.
Was it holding the ball?
Or holding the ball, maybe, yeah.
That was just Clifford trying to barrel through, and Leafheber saying, "You're going nowhere, sunshine." And work it through hands here, the Demons. Watson takes the mark at left half forward. A long way from home. But their entries have been a little better so far in this second half. See if he can find a target. Sends it. Goldwood into a dangerous spot. Leafheber had a flying shot on goal, couldn't bust through the congestion. This is where Kingborough are dangerous. Clifford goes laterally out into the path of Cole, who likes to spin inside, does again on this occasion. Finds a target in the middle of the ground. It was a great kick. Now they're on their way via College. Kicks across the ground. Well-weighted kick. Waiting underneath it was Zeitzen. Plays on by hand to Joey Brewer. Receives and sends a raking ball inside 50. Dangerous spot. 2Ds go up in defence. Webb weighted down. Couldn't get a grasp on it. Tackled by Leafheber. That's all wrapped up.
I mean, that's the kick from Eddie Cole, isn't it? Last line of defence. Backing himself in to take the game on and go through the middle, and another forward 50 entry for the Tigers.
Tompkinson took it out of the ruck. His kick was smothered. McCrimmon, now the kick out of the congestion, only as far as Cole. He's got a man in the pocket and he finds him. It's College.
Too big for his opponent there. A well-weighted kick, of course, but the North Hobart defender turning, lost in the moment a little bit. As you mentioned, Big Max College lining up.
So College, you can sort of hear the breeze through the effects mics. Leans back on this one and puts it through. So College kicks his first. And that's 3 in a row to the Tigers after the back-to-back goals for North Hobart earlier in the term. 79 plays 28. We're out to 51 points, the margin. 19.5 gone third term. 11-13, 79. North Hobart's 4-4-28.
I mean, they would have been pleased with quarter one, North Hobart. Quarter two got away from them, and now getting out to a decent sized margin. Still around 10 minutes left in this quarter, but they wouldn't want to let it get away. It's not how you want your season to start, with a big margin against, of course, the reigning premiers, but it's no excuse. You want to hold on to this, keep pressing, keep attacking, keep doing the things you practice in the off-season.
Out to 117 points at Windsor Park. North Launceston 120. Launceston 0 goals, 3 behinds.
Rubbish calling that, Rowie. Thank God we're not up there.
It wouldn't be much fun for the City Park radio boys. I'd like to know the last time Launceston went goalless in a game of TSL senior football.
Get the history books out.
I'm not sure it's ever happened. And I hope it doesn't happen today for their sake. Baker takes the mark here for Kingborough. Spearing ball across the ground. Didn't quite connect. Griggs in possession for Kingborough. Inside 50 they go, and here he is. The Bulldog medalist flies in front of his defender, takes the mark, and Kieran Lovell set sail for his second of the afternoon.
Just a beautifully weighted kick. It was a field 50 with players from both teams, and just saw his man, sat it up nicely. 2 or 3 defenders came across it, and you'd put this one almost in the book. But the breeze, you never know.
20 disposals and 3 goals in the TSL Grand Final, but he can't find a second so far this afternoon, Kieran Lovell. 11-14-80. That's 4-4-28. Out of defence they come. It's North Hobart. Norton takes the mark at shin level. And this is just where they've been hemmed in all afternoon. They've been forced up the line on plenty of occasions, and this is what happens. Gardner gets in front, takes an easy mark for a big guy, kicks it inside 50, but he's turned it over. Demons come away with it, releasing handball out to right. Now it's Downham, the dual goal kicker, to right half forward. Just couldn't quite get it over the top to Barwick, but he did all right to butter up. Back to Downham. Handball now to McCulloch, who's been very well held this afternoon. Wright kept on running, received the handball, all wrapped up by Baker and rolled over the boundary line.
Great tackle by Baker. You see that a lot where you come in late, player doesn't see you there and you fall straight in their back, but had the nous to roll across him and get the ball out of bounds. Opportunity lost there for North Hobart.
52 points the margin. Here at the Twin Ovals. Over the top, here's Clifford. Pounces on a loose footy, just loses Norton. Handball back now to Brewer. Slams it on the boot, tumbles it forward, gains about 35 metres, but McLeod's there for North Hobart. Hands it off to Volta, middle of the ground, inside 50. Bastic had to drop back in the hole, did really well, didn't
done.
take the mark, but kept his feet, recovered the footy, and now he's releasing Skeen. Takes the loose footy, puts on the afterburners. Here's Skeen, releases the Jets.
How far?
One bounce and two.
Oh,
No, the second never came. He was in on goal with Skeen.
And not happy with it, but
And he slams the footy into the turf.
50, was it?
He's filthy.
I'm not joking. I reckon he ran the length of the square and then was still upset about it.
I'm not sure why he didn't get a second bounce in. He got a first and he had plenty of time and space and separation on his opponent, but didn't the crowd just rise to its feet? You could just sense the excitement. Skeen was in on goal and he knew it too.
We asked for it and we nearly got it, Rowie. We just forgot to bounce the thing.
He was dirty and I was a little bit disappointed too, I have to say. Here we go, North Hobart with a chance here. Can they pounce and capitalise on a rare Kingborough turnover? They can. And the ruckman puts it through. Charlie Meadows with his first of the afternoon. North Hobart get their fifth.
Well, they just keep hanging in there, don't they? We obviously Skeen there forgetting to bounce the pill, closing in on another goal, and the turnover in the 50 wasn't pleased with it, but they haven't broken away badly yet. It's still under the 10 goals. It's threatening, of course, for North Hobart that it gets away from them, but they're hanging in there, seizing a couple of opportunities when pushing forward.
Well, they've kicked 3 goals this term, compared to 2 for the rest of the game, so some positives to take out. They can keep grinding and just, as we say, win the quarter, win the second half, and probably take that. Of course, they want to win the game though, and they stage something miraculous. Gee, Webb unchecked in the centre square, just as they split the beans at the crucial second. Norton laid a good tackle. It allowed Kilpatrick to get a ball away, still in possession, the Demons. But Skeen arrives on the scene. Hasty is wrapped up. Goes Tompkinson down to Webb again, straight onto the left boot. One-on-one contest, Hasty and Skeen. Hasty works his man underneath it and takes a chest mark. Gets around Skeen, takes him on. Now uses it by hand. Kilpatrick in the middle of the ground. Over to McCrimmon. They flare it wide. Barwick has to get a friendly bounce and he does. Back inside he goes.
Kicks.
Interesting decision, but one that paid off. Inside 50 they go, the Demons. Can they take a mark? That ball's just dropped short all afternoon. They might come away with it here through Watson. Handball over the top to right. Shot on goal to the top of the square. There was no one to butter up, and offhand it slides through for a minor score.
Again, though, the quick footy from North Hobart, when they are presented with opportunities and scoring opportunities, it's because of fast footy, and we like it. Just backing themselves in. We've said round one, have a crack.
Another chance here, off the turnover. Flying shot on goal, in the square, getting back with Stevenson. Just eluded him, and just offline for the Demons. 11-14-80, plays 5-7-37. Ashland takes the mark.
We've got a goal from Lonnie at Rowie.
Let's have a look. No, we're out to 130 points at
Goodness
Windsor
me.
Park. 130 to 3 behinds.
Goodness me.
It's a potentially very dark day looming for the Launceston Footy Club. 19 and a half gone in the third term up there. All 3 of those behinds coming in the first term as well. Inside 50 go the D's, just over the fingertips of Ashland. Brereton couldn't gather the footy. Coming through was Godomski, laying a big tackle in the end. Haven't called him too often, Godomski. They're regulars, Kingborough.
Good little fight back from North Hobart here, Rowie. Haven't hit the scoreboard as much as they'd like. But,
That's kicking in danger for sure.
But they'd be pleased with, we spoke about it 10 minutes into the quarter, about not letting it really slip away and becoming a massive margin. So they'd be pleased with this.
Yeah, 4 goals to 3 in this third term for Kingborough. So they haven't been blown off the park. Maybe they can snag one here. Kicks on its way. Just missing to the near side. Umpires pick something out.
Oh, she's out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a no score. Waterloo by 5 points at Skybus Oval, 48 plays 43, so good contest. Eastern Shore derby unfolding there. Kick off the TSL season.
When's Mitch Robinson playing? Are you across that at all?
Good question. I know he's not playing every game and selected home games. I know he's got a fight coming up.
Oh, he does too, actually.
He's got a boxing bout coming up, so I think that was...
I'll get that out of the way first. Nathan Brown, Kane Corns on that card as well.
Yeah, that was a factor, I think. So I think they might be working around that, but unconfirmed at this stage. Leafheber shovels it out, and as far as Tompkinson has to go and find it, eventually does. Bastick, he's been pretty good this afternoon. Bastick, yep, I've liked his game. College couldn't complete the mark. Was he held without it? He was. It's probably a little stiff on McLeod because it was only down to College's inability to gain the footy. He won a free kick. Sends it to right half. Forward. Skeen over the top.
He was calling everyone out there, College, to get out. I thought he was going to then penetrate one deep, and he kicked it where he'd called nearly every player in the back end of the ground out to.
Demons deep in defence. Across goal they go.
Yes.
Yes. He has. So that's handy. That's one way to get out of your D50. Let's get a 50-metre penalty and progress things into the middle of the ground. So they get things moving by hand. Kilpatrick's got some separation at half forward. Gratefully accepts the chest mark. Good man to have football in on. He's beaten by the siren, and that's a little cruel for North Hobart because I thought they played some good footy there and maybe they deserved another goal. So the quarter still belonged to Kingborough, but a little fight shown by the Demons, who trail by 43 points. 80 plays 37 as we turn for home. Goal kickers for you. After 3 quarters, Tyler Carter and Eddie Cole with 2 apiece for Kingborough, and singles to Brewer, Tompkinson, Mitchell Brewer, James Zeitzen, Max College, Kieran Lovell and James Webb. Connor Downham kicked 2 in that quarter for North Hobart. Singles to Meadows, Kilpatrick and Wright. They did look a little bit more likely and were able to force a few more Kingborough errors and capitalise and pounce and kick some goals as a result of those, Mitch.
Bit of a quarter of 2 halves for me. It was Kingborough by halfway through the first quarter, but credit to North Hobart. They rallied, understood the situation, probably worked out the conditions a little bit better after that first quarter. They've changed a lot since the first quarter and were able to rally back and get it back to a respectable margin. And as we've said, I think the message here will be to finish it off, I think. Margin probably a little too great for them to come back. We never know, of course. But it'd be interesting to see how they finish it off and take some positives away heading into round 2. Certainly
been the scoring ends of the ground as well. The first and third quarters for North Hobart being their most productive at this end of the ground. So we'll wait and see if that has anything to do with things in the 4th and final frame of this game. So a couple of scores for you from around the grounds. Gee, it's getting ugly, really ugly up north at Windsor Park. 26-7, 163 North Launceston to Launceston 0-4-4. 7 goals to Griffiths, 2 to Pitt, 2 to Events, 1 to Stingle, Cox Goodyear, Leary and Chug. So that is just extraordinary.
It's a drubbing.
turn of events at Windsor Park. 159 points, the margin there. You would not read about it. Things a little tighter down at Skybus Oval, where Lauderdale lead Clarence by a goal. The score there is 6-13, inaccurate. The Bombers, 49 to 6-7, 43. Gee, they play some good contests, those two footy clubs. So that one will go down all the way to the wire. 43 points the margin here at Twin Oval. So there's a little bit of everything. There's a sort of, you know, a goal margin down at Skybus. So you're 40 points here and then 150 out at
here, there and everywhere.
So
all over the place for the TSL. And the Blues are underway, of course, in the AFL. Obviously don't go switching over to that just yet, but the Blues up by a point. It says 51 minutes in, can't be correct, but 6-7 to the mighty Blues, of course, with their Good Friday appeal match.
Yep, 7 minutes in to the first term, 1-1-7 the Blues, one straight 6 North Melbourne. George Hewitt, Cam Zerha, the goal kickers for their respective teams. So, if you were Adam Bester, the coach of North Hobart, what would you like to see out of this final term for for the Demons?
Well, I think continuing that last 10 minutes that we saw from that quarter, taking it on. They seem to manage a little bit better their transition from D50, entering through the midfield and getting it forward nice and quick, linking up in handballs and creating a little bit of panic for Kingborough. So it's worked out well for them. So I think I think Bester would be pretty keen to continue seeing that happen from his boys. As we said, margin maybe a little bit out of reach, but some positives there for the reigning premiers, particularly at home in round one.
I want to see a hanger or a goal from the boundary or 6 bounces from Colin Skeen. It's on my list.
Oh, he's teased us, hasn't he?
He has teased us, and that was...
well, if he'd only bounced that last one, he just completely forgot. He thought he was doing a 100-metre sprint, forgot that he had the ball in his hand. He could have nailed that. He ended up being about 40 out.
Yeah. With
the breeze behind him.
He had an open goal. So it is the Tigers leading the Demons by 43. We'll turn for home very, very shortly. We'll take a short break and be back in a few moments' time. So just about all set to get back underway here at the Twin Ovals in Kingborough, where Tigers' premiership defence looks to be off to a good start. 43 points to the good going into the fourth and final term against North Hobart. Showed some signs in that third term before the Tigers flex their muscle late in the piece. See if they can win the quarter, the Demons, and get some positives out of their first rumble in season 2024. So ball held aloft and we get underway for this final term. Tompkinson straight down the throat of Riley Ashland, who bursts through and sends the Tigers inside 50 with the first possession of the final term off the hands of Zeitz, and handball out into the path of Lovell. Couldn't get it to Clifford. Webb came flashing through, but it ended up with McLeod. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure. Clifford laid the tackle. All wrapped up inside the Tigers' forward 50. Guys, oh, that's beautiful ruck work. Gardner to Clifford, round the body. Champagne football from the Tigers to start the fourth and final term. That was perfection.
That was delicious tap work there, Rowie. How good is that? That is where you want to run onto them. And nice finish too. And round, nice snap. 35 out directly in front, but we know the breeze has been a factor today, so that's a solid finish.
Lockie Clifford, the captain, capitalises. Puts the finish on some magnificent ruck work from Marcus Gardner. Round the back of the stoppage, the right foot finish, and the perfect start for the Kingborough Tigers in this fourth and final frame. And he's been industrious all afternoon, Clifford. Does all the hard stuff. And he gets some reward with a major, his first of the afternoon. Back in the middle we go. Here he is again, Clifford, at the coal face. Leave Heber just sort of leapfrog the footy. Out of the congestion it comes to half forward for the Tigers, but getting back and taking a good chest mark is McLeod. Spreads things wide, out in front of Barwick, has to go and find it. Gets a friendly bounce, cuts inside. Little short ball is good. Here's Norton, plays on by hand. McLeod kept running off half back. Inside 50 go the Demons. Oh, getting back. Taking a good mark was Godomski. And they'll counter-attack here, the Tigers. Clifford again. Through the middle. Wanted Zeitzen over the back, but McLeod, who's been involved, got in the way. Released McGuinness, and he found a target in Downham at left half forward. Gets going onto his right boot. Puts it to a dangerous spot, does Downham. McCulloch unable to take the mark. Coming through was Clifford for the Tigers. Over the top to Ashland. Had to just wait for it. Eluded the tackler. Spun and scrapped the ball outside the defensive 50. Meeting the footy was Meadows. It's wrapped up.
Even start here, what we asked for, Rowie. North Hobart to be having a crack early. They're certainly doing that after the first goal from the Tigers.
Tompkinson down. Tigers will come away with it again. Clifford to Webb. Left foot ball inside defensive 50. No one home. Monk's an easy one. Decides to get on his bike. Short one in the middle of the ground. Kick. Another disposal for Norton. He's had it on a string this afternoon. Goes wide to McGuinness. It's been pretty good too. It's been a pretty tough day.
This is the kick, Rowie.
Yep, it is, and they miss it. Ashland mops up for Kingborough. Had a little look and eventually went wide to College, who put it inside 50. Carter's over the back and he's too big. He's in far too good a position for young McLeod. He's got a man inside and Gardner all on his own inside the goal square. Unchecked, unguarded. Marcus Gardner, who played a crucial role in that last goal. Should get on the end of one himself here.
Tell you what, I don't think I recall seeing a player, Rowie, unlike Carter, that likes giving it off. Tell you what, very unselfless. He's done it all day.
Gardner kicks the easiest of goals. And Kingborough pile on the pain in this fourth and final term. 92 plays 37, 4 minutes and 12 seconds gone. 11th individual goal kicker for Kingborough as well. They have shared the load. They've got some big boys up front, as we know, in Tyler Carter and Jack Tompkinson, but those midfield goals, Lockie Clifford and Eddie Cole and the Brewers, and Kieran Lovell's kicked one, James Webb, been able to really cash in So now it becomes a matter of stemming the flow for North Hobart and just making sure things don't get too crazy. Forward they go via the boot of Angus Norton, bouncing ball out in front of Baker and Kilpatrick. It was a good tackle on Baker, whose influence has been probably curbed a little bit. I think they've put some time into him in the second half. Others have stepped up in his absence, and Kilpatrick wins a free kick. The man they call Oysters. Kicks to a top of the square, over the pack of the pack it goes. Chasing it with Stevenson, couldn't get a handle on the footy. Tigers defenders will work it out. Clifford couldn't knock it to his advantage. Getting in the way, flying shot on goal. Looks pretty good. Umpire doesn't move, and North Hobart with the instant response.
Well, Norton's found himself back in the game, Rowie, in the start of this fourth term. Solid start from him. Went missing a little bit, but he's back in. He's an important cog in that midfield / back end of the side, just linking up, setting up play, and allowing some pressure to flow in and put that Kingborough defence under the pump a little bit.
I think it was Charlie Hasty getting on the ends of that goal, so he's floated forward and hit the scoreboard. It was. Someone yelled out, "Well done, Charlie." Thank you for that.
His old man or his uncle or granddad in the crowd happy with that?
Thank you. Random spectator.
Right on cue. They just keep responding, don't they?
Yeah.
Not necessarily fully going away, the Demons.
Hanging in there. Fighting it out. This man has been at the forefront. Norton will go in again. Get it out to McLeod. I've liked his game too.
Yeah, solid.
Half-back Skeen. Hassles him out of it. And got it out, though, to the man in Watson. Goes back in board. They've liked that all day. Wilmot takes the mark. He's Norton. Fakes one way and goes wide. There is the goal kicker, Hasty. Just missed the mark in the handball. Put his teammate under some pressure. Eventually they work it out. They're not out of jail yet. Barrow got it to a teammate. Scrambled it forward and the turnover comes.
Just that hesitation again in getting it in. Just cost them a few times today.
Yeah, that slight little lack of polish where they've just bobbled a handball or it's just spilled at the last minute. And Kingborough, a team as good as they are, will pounce on those all day. Lockie Clifford. He's led from the front, the captain. This man's been pretty good too, James Webb. That's the mark in front of right. Up it goes, kicks to a contest. McLeod at the back, just tried to knock it down to his own advantage, but Tompkinson just almost sits on him like Andre the Giant at WrestleMania.
Pushed his head deep into the turf there. Surprised it wasn't a free kick. Here he goes again.
McLeod doesn't bother him because he gets up, feeds a handball out to Norton, who releases McGuinness. Inside 50 they go. The Demons can't quite get on the end of it. Stevenson did lay a good tackle though on the butter-up attempt. Down at ground level, Stevenson fights in after it again. He's working hard, can't get it to his team's advantage. Offhands the Godomski kick. Volta goes in after it, was just hassled off the footy. Down still at ground level, contested ball. Volta again. Handball over the top from Sandrick. Found a teammate in Kilpatrick. His handball found a teammate in right. Screws it to the top of the square on the left boot. Almost a mark taken at the top of the goal square by McCulloch. Couldn't quite reel it in. And they get out of jail here, Kingborough, via a free kick. And Clifford releases Lovell, who just put out the mitt. And somehow it's stuck. Didn't quite complete the mark, but he kept it inside the boundary line. Good tackle was laid. Lovell will go again here, holding the ball decision against Watson. Able to lope away now, the Bulldog medalist. Takes a bounce and takes a second. He's got Skeen over the top. Needed to weight the kick well, but he couldn't quite pull it off. And McLeod once again gets in the way. He's got options in the middle. Kick had to be good. Missed the hands of right, but he receives the handball in the end. Kicks it to the advantage of his teammate in Downham, and there's a free kick given.
Well, we waited for the whistle there. He nearly pulled his head clean off with his Guernsey, and he'll have the set shot.
And they probably deserved one out of that little passage, the D's. There was the little turnover in the back half that the little sloppy free kick that allowed the Tigers to get out, but aside from that, they work really hard to keep it in. Downham comes through and he can't convert a third major. Tigers will bring it in. There's a man all alone inside the 50. Edward Golding. He marks in front of Leif Heber. Assesses his options. Goes to his right. Clears defensive 50. And kicks to a one-on-one, and it was a good choice because Zeitzen takes the mark. He's been good this afternoon. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's given away the free kick. He's not happy about it either.
Crowd not happy either, are we? Not sure about that.
He had Barrow beaten well and truly for size. Just infringed. So Barrow with the left foot goes to left half forward. Off hands Baker. Handball's picked off by right. They go to the boundary where Kilpatrick awaits. Over the top, Downham. Couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Here's McCulloch, the captain. Back into traffic, Leif Heber. Handball looking for McCulloch. Holding the ball. Good tackle laid. And this will be 50.
Oh, no.
That's frustration boiling over from Leif Heber late in the game. Eddie Cole, who takes a little dive, but he'd already earned himself a 50. Been good today, Eddie Cole. Former Demon, of course. Kicked a couple of goals. Had a bit of the footy. And he gets marched right into the middle of the oval. This is a double 50. I think it is.
If it isn't, it's a very poorly mapped out 150.
It's either a double 50 or an 80.
Yep.
So this will put Eddie Cole right in the frame for a third major. So late frustration boiling over for the Demons. Eddie Cole, can he take advantage of a double 50? He can't. So margin at 49, 13-15, 93. The Tigers out of full back come the Demons. Well, getting across was Ashland, who might be their best this afternoon. Takes the mark, kicks towards half forward. Can't find a teammate. Tigers will retain possession here through Golding. He loses it. Demons come up with it through Watson, but now they've turned it over. Leif Heber on hands and knees. In after it was McGuinness. Here's Skeen. Just dribbles one towards half forward. No one at home. McCulloch, handball back into the congestion. Has to go and mop up the mess. Cole comes up with it. Tried to release Webb over his head. Demons working hard in defence. They're under the pump. Skeen, can he produce a highlight for us, Mitch? I'm not sure he can. Working hard was Monks. He's tackled. There's McCrimmon. Only as far as big Tyler Carter. He's dropped it cold. Umpire said play on. Now the tackle is applied on Barrow.
Geez, that tackle from Hasty there. How that's not holding the ball. Took him on a couple of times, the big man.
The umpire might want that one back. McCulloch in the ruck. Just took it straight out of the contest, did Carter. Webb ends up with it. Snap around the corner. It's no good. Minor score. So an even 50 points, 13-16, 94. 6-8-44 the Demons.
It doesn't feel like a 29 shot to 14 game.
It doesn't.
It doesn't feel like they've had that many, but scoreboard doesn't lie.
And they've been okay in patches, the Demons. Just those little run-ons that Kingborough were able to get. As I say, that extra bit of polish, those forward 50 entries and being able to spot up a target's probably been the difference. And it comes. To the front was Gardner. Pepper was there. Got it out to Norton. Just slammed it on the boot. Up and under. Underneath it's Clifford. They go one-on-one. Did he keep it in? No.
We've got a goal from Lonnie yet, Ollie.
Let's have a look. No. 22-21, 52. Plays 0 goals, 4-4.
Still going there too.
Still going at Windsor Park. So Leif Heber's kick just to a dicey situation for the Demons. In fact, the Tigers will emerge with it through Gardner. Hands now through the middle of the ground. Here's Webb, who's had it on a string. spins into a tackle, but he's good enough to get a handball out. McLeod's been excellent this afternoon for North Hobart. Sandrick now receives a handball. Little nurse ball to left half forward. Put it out in front of his teammate in Downham, who was absolutely clobbered by Brereton. Umpire said play on. Clifford runs away with the footy and flares it right across the ground to Griggs. Takes the chest mark. He's got a man working into space in Lovell. He'll cut in board. Send a high one inside 50. Carter got to the front, just misjudged it, couldn't take the mark. Kept in now by College. Got it back to Cole. Little left foot ball to the goal square over the top. No good. Carter through for another minor score. Clarence in front down at Lauderdale. 55 plays 50. Norton breaks a tackle. Got it out to Sandrick. Now McGuinness. Now Monks. Chain of handball here, the Demons. Sandrick gets on the end of it. Well worked here, North Hobart. Has a look inside 50. Puts it out in front of Downham. Oh, no, sorry. It was Watson. He sees it over the line.
Good link up from North Hobart there.
Yeah, they do look good when they use it by hand and they are able to connect a few chains up.
16 minutes into the last term. Some positives there for Bester to see side still linking up with class like that out of defence.
It's always a positive when you can see what they're trying to do, that you can see the game plan sort of unfolding. Shovelled out here, Leafheber. Out to McGuinness, back to Leafheber. He's taken down in the tackle by Brewer. Here's Eddie Cole, flying handball out to a teammate in Zeitzen. Handball over the top, turns it over. Volta, Leafheber, they connect it up again. McCulloch's a little agriculture with it, but it was good enough to get it to right. He just dribbles one inside 50. Downham got down low, turned it over to Bastick. Outlet kick. He's really good.
He's cooked it.
He's kicked the cook or cooked the kick. Now Clifford for the Tigers. Spears a ball inside 50.
He'll give it off here. Look at this. He's looking. The give-off king. No. Calling me a liar here now.
We had Skeen just breaking into a bit of space. He's got Cole on a lead.
How good's Bastick down there with a helmet on? He's hard.
He's been in their best six.
He's solid, I agree.
Yep.
I've just noted him down there as a best for me. Hard at the footy, skillful, sets his team up nicely out of that last line.
Carter sets sail for home, hits the post. Yeah, he'll be in there. He might not be in the league medal votes, but he'll be in the BNF votes, I reckon.
Yep.
He's charged the footy all day and he hasn't made too many mistakes. I like the game of this young man too for North Hobart, McLeod.
Yeah, he's been good.
And full back it comes. Leafheber's been pretty good too. Tried hard all day. Got it out to Stevenson. Feigned one way, then got onto his left boot. Kicked towards half forward, and here is that man, Bastick. He's a solid operator.
He goes too, look at that.
Yeah, he's like an old school footballer. Oh, he's skiing in the middle of the ground. So
Come on,
half
Skeen,
flew
give
at
us
it.
something. Here.
Kept his feet. Can't affect the contest. Demons come up with it. Handball across the ground. Clifford and Cole. There's two operators you don't want to let in. Clifford evades a tackler. Just arched the back and tried to put it to half forward. Young came out at it. Affected the contest at ground level. They shovel it out here. Barrow around the corner. Dribbles it towards the boundary line. Eventually stays. Keeps out.
I think he's been paid.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was very odd. It was still a...
He just sort of helped it over, didn't he?
Hello, you're not quite there yet. Little love tap. Very strange.
I'm not sure they pay that one in a grand final.
No.
With a kick in it
with
with a minute left.
Minutes, yep.
But they pay it here.
In front of the crowd too.
Inside 50 go the Demons, but the entry bears very little fruit as Donnelly gets underneath it and takes an easy mark. 19 and a half gone. His fourth and final term. Here's Brewer. Here is Skeen. Oh, it drops an easy one. His highlights have been good, but his lowlights have been not good. It has to be said from Skeen.
Mixed bag.
Has been a mixed bag. Gee, evading a couple of tacklers on that occasion was Bingham. Couldn't get a shot on goal. Gee, Kilpatrick went in hard. Couldn't win clean possession, and over the boundary it goes. A couple of little half efforts from Skeen and drop marks, but there's something there to work with, I think. And it comes. Palmed down by Tompkinson. Leif Heber track the footy. Out to Sandrick now. He'll pump it inside 50 for North Hobart, but it was a 2-on-1 and the 2 win out. Kingborough on the counter offensive.
Here we go.
What a kick out of defensive 50 to Eddie Cole. He's been really good this afternoon as well. Screws one inboard.
Oh.
There's a whistle, downfield free kick. Lovell will take it. He's got a man streaming goalward in. Gardner, the big man, can't quite hang on. McLeod mops up for North Hobart. Out to McGuinness. Over the top now.
Nice
he finds a teammate. It was a nice, well-weighted kick. And that's not a nice kick at all. It dribbles along the ground. James Webb can't quite get into it. Volta deals with him. Lovell just raises the shoulders, puts it out in front of Skeen. This time he gathers it cleanly. One way, then the other. Pumps it back inboard. Just showed a little bit too much of it to the North Hobart defender in Barwick, and Monks comes through, lays a tackle and wraps things up inside forward 50 for the Tigers. 21 gone. 96 plays 44. Kingborough with a commanding advantage deep into the contest. Meadows tries to hack it out of there. Barwick lays a tackle. Congestion is Clifford as Norton just hangs on for dear life. A little bit of cramp setting in for Angus Norton. Meadows knocks it down. Bingham might have thrown it. Umpire didn't see it. Out to Sandrick. Around the body. Cleaver paddles it out to the advantage of Kilpatrick. Wanted Leif Heber. Was dispossessed. Leif Heber got a disposal out. Watson was worked off it. There's a free kick off the ball.
It's only the third quarter in the game up north, Rowie. Unless mine slowed me down. An enormous score up there at North Bonnie. 160-4.
Wow.
Clarence kicking away too.
And they're out by 11. Here's Stevenson for North Hobart. His pocket was picked. Tigers will come out again. They've done this all day. Cole has been on the end of 3 or 4 of them too. Now
this is where they're
Clifford.
exciting.
They move it forward to half forward. Tyler Carter, the target. Lets it bounce. Here's
Skeen.
Skeen. Can he bounce on a loose footy? He can't. Carter lays a big tackle on Monks. Takes him to ground. Forces a stoppage. Skeen just threatening.
He's going to do it on a day where we're not calling, Rowie. We know it. We're going to read it in the Mercury the next day. That he's kicked 7 and he's kicked them from all angles.
Carter out of the ruck. Norton fighting hard. Got it up to Sandrick. Now McGuinness. Now Wright with the right boot. Kicked it in the direction of Barwick, but it just eluded him.
Oh, how's that?
What a pick-up it was. Little kick in
Here
the
we
pocket
go.
is Skeen. Let's see what he can do from here. I feel this is where he lives.
This is where we want him to be very, very selfish, Rowie. Don't even look inboard. Don't even think about it.
Colin Skeen out of WA, Dampier Sharks. He's had a couple of moments this afternoon, a couple he'd like back as well. Can he put it on a highlight for us? No, he can't.
Fatballed it.
It's a real sausage sort of punt.
I don't know what it was.
Into the goal square.
Oh,
Can he get involved here? Big tackle laid. It was a funny sort of ball drop, wasn't it, from Skeen? It just sort of
had a metre to the boot and just sort of lost all sort of control on it.
Gardner down only as far as Bingham. Working through the traffic was Brewer. Now Ashland feeds out to Cole, who was waiting at the back. Little dabbing ball, was looking for Clifford, but he couldn't quite get to it. Oh, he'll pick the pocket of Sandrick, though. And no, just missed.
That's the skill from Ashland. He's a big man.
Yeah.
And he's very skillful. Very nimble, in and out, in and under, and then can fly by it with a handball, set up his teammates.
He's got that inside-outside type game, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Sandrick is on short, but
He's in trouble in out. Oh, he
Barrow
got around him.
elected against going to him. Goes for a different option in McCrimmon, who comes back inside the D50 to Monks. Still Deep in defence here, the Demons. Barwick. Kicks a good one.
Clarence out to 17 now, Rowie.
Wow, that's
down at the tip. It's an upset.
That's a big result. Lauderdale tipped by many to win the flag this year. They've loaded up for 2024, the final year of the State League. Clarence equally pumped to have a crack at the final flag on offer. And then there's Kingborough, the team that we're watching here. They'll be right in the mix too. The reigning premiers, as Clifford wins a free kick. Short one to Clifford. His namesake is good. Into the pocket he goes. And Brewer gets on the end of the short pass.
Breeze whistling through our ears.
And there's the siren. So Kingborough begin their premiership defence in commanding style. And they might even add another one here for good measure. Mitchell Brewer can kick truly. Sends it on its way. Gee, it is gun barrel straight. With an exclamation mark, the Tigers. They get it done over North Hobart in dominating fashion. 14-19-103. The Kingborough Tigers. They defeat North Hobart 6-8-44. And they begin their season 2024 in commanding fashion. Mitch McPherson, it was the Tigers from go to woe.
Certainly was, Rowie. Solid start, good competitive quarter, couple of points in it there at quarter time. Kingborough took it away from them in the second quarter. That was the game changer. The 6-0 second quarter. Ebbed and flowed in the third a bit, and then Kingborough solidified the margin, held on. Didn't let North Hobart have a sniff at all, but an impressive game for Kingborough. North Hobart wouldn't be too let down by that. Always a big task going down to the opposition, who are the reigning premiers, down on their home deck. But I think they'll take a fair few positives out of that one.
Yeah, they showed some fight in patches. I really liked the game of Harry McLeod down back. I thought he was good. Tyler McGuinness was good too. I thought Angus Norton was really productive. Leif Hebber was good through the midfield as well. But they just couldn't find that sort of mid to forward connection that they needed to kick a winning score. The goal kickers this afternoon for Kingborough: 2 to Tyler Carter, 2 to Mitch Brewer, including the last goal of the afternoon, and 2 to Eddie Cole. Singles to Lockie Clifford, James Webb, Kieran Lovell, Max College, James Zeitzen, Marcus Gardner, Jack Tompkinson, and Joey Brewer. So they shared the load, did the Kingborough Tigers. It was a very, very even affair for the home team, while for North Hobart it was Connor Downham kicking 2, and singles to Charlie Hasty, Sam Wright, Callum Kilpatrick, and Charlie Meadows. You've got a 3-2-1 for us, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm going to go Ashland from Kingborough for best on. I'm feeling that he was...
You're going the 3 first.
Oh, 3 first, yeah. I've done it the wrong way round. There you go. Surprise.
No
early.
suspense, that's
no
okay.
No suspense, no fuss here this afternoon. Ashland for the 3 in the midfield. Classy, set up his team very well, and solid over the ball for me. I'm going to go Bastick with 2. I think that he was solid down back, and he was really important early. When North Hobart pressed, Bastick stood up, again, hard over the ball, and some good decision-making coming out of there. I didn't mind Sandrick from North Hobart. I feel like he was pretty solid. He was all over the ground. Wouldn't say that he had his best day by foot, but I thought that he'd probably sneak in for me with a little 1 vote there. Who would you have for the 1 vote? Or your 3-2-1? You can go the other way. Give it a bit of suspense.
All right, my 3-2-1, I would have given 1 vote to James Webb.
Yep. Had him in my top 5.
Kingborough.
Yep.
2 votes. Sorry, I'm going to change that. 1 vote to Bastick. 2 votes to Webb. And I thought the best player on the ground for you was Ashland as well. I thought he just did a little bit of everything. I liked his game a lot. So Ashland, Webb, Bastick. But gee, I could have given 1 to Clifford. I could have given 1 to Nick Baker. I could have given 1.
Lovell was good.
Yeah, Lovell was good, but probably a victim of his own success.
Yep. Zeetson as well. I'm not sure if you mentioned him already, but
he was good too, wasn't he?
He was good in important parts of the game as well.
Yeah, certainly was. Well, that's about all she wrote from here at the Twin Ovals. Round 1 off to a flyer for the Kingborough Tigers, who notch up a 59-point victory over North Hobart to kick off their premiership defence in style. We'll give you just a quick score update if you're still with us from the other games. North Launceston is absolutely hammering its arch rival Launceston at Windsor Park, 166-5, so 161 points to the good. A really tight affair in the Eastern Shore Derby down at Skybus Oval. It's Clarence 11-7-73, letting Lauderdale 8-16-64. Inaccuracy maybe costing the Bombers on their home deck. That one still being played. It can't be far away from finishing, but the final margin here is Kingborough defeating North Hobart by 59 points. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. It was a pleasure bringing it to you. Bye for now.